Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back. I'm Jeannie and I want to try to get better about using things that have been sitting for a long time. So I decided to pull out some of my Ritzy stash because I actually have quite a few Ritzy dips, but I haven't used them in a long time and I don't even know why. I think I just get sidetracked. So these are the colors I picked for this mani. For some reason this season I have been really into the peaches and corals and oranges, and that's not typically my color. So I'm not sure if it's because the peach fuzz is a Pantone color of the year and that started getting me into it. But anyway, I've been really enjoying it. I've also got my Ritzy dip liquids. I haven't used them in a really long time. So to be quite honest, I don't even remember how I felt about them. So it'll be kind of like a first impressions of the Ritzy dip liquids. I'm going to be starting with Cutie Pie on my index finger, so I'm applying a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail, and then once I've got my entire nail covered, I will dip into Cutie Pie. So Cutie Pie is like a light coral color. I believe Ritzy considers it a neon pastel, and so this is actually a free sample that I received in one of my orders quite a while ago now, actually, because it's been a while since I've ordered anything from Ritzy, so I don't even know if they still include free samples in orders or not. But anyway, it came in a little baggie and I had a jar available, so I just went ahead and poured my baggie into a jar because at the time I preferred all my dips to be in jars. That's before I had like 100 billion dip powders that I had to try to store. But these are like the Beauticom jars that I get off of Amazon. They are really great. I love that they're leak proof. Dips don't spill out of them. So if you are looking for good empty jars to depot your dip powders into, I definitely recommend the Beauticom jars. I'll leave the link for those down below in the description if you need some good jars. So I went ahead and dusted off the excess powder, so now I'm going in for layer 2. So as far as the dip base is concerned, I will say this is a thinner dip base, but it doesn't flood my cuticles. Like I didn't have any issues with flooding, so it's thick enough to where it doesn't cause flooding, but it's thin enough where I can do multiple layers and still not have to worry about bulkiness, which I really love in a dip base. And then as far as dry time, I'd say it's probably about a medium dry time. So it didn't dry super fast on me, so I didn't have any patchiness because it dried too fast on me. Like I had plenty of time to dip into my dip powder, but it wasn't so slow that when I was ready to dust off the excess powder, that it was still wet. So far, really great experience with the dip base. I'm really enjoying it. I will say though, I don't know if you can tell in the video, I found Cutie Pie a little splotchy, and not because like of the dip base dry time. Like I just felt like it was a patchy color. So I did decide to do a third dip of Cutie Pie, but that was okay because the dip base is thinner. That third dip into Cutie Pie, and then I actually capped and clear. So it was a total of 4 dips. Even with those 4 dips, my nails weren't bulky at all. While I typically don't do 3 dips of a color, I'm definitely happy with the third dip because it made all the difference. It covered up any of that patchiness, and I just love this color so much that I think it was worth that third dip. So I'm going to finish up my third dip of Cutie Pie, and then I'm going to move on to Mango, which is an orange shimmer, but it's got a very slight shimmer to it, so I'm not going to worry about capping Cutie Pie in clear until I'm done with Mango, and then I will cap all of those nails in clear, and then I'll move on to the glitter. So I'm going to let you watch for a little bit, and I'll hop back on when I get to the glitter. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that chill moment of just watching me dip without me talking to you. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my glitter. So what I did was I did my 2 dips of mango on my thumb and pinky, and then I capped all my nails in clear, so the thumb, pinky, as well as cutie pie on my index finger, and then activated. And the reason I activated is because glitters won't stick to activated nails, and because I'm now working with my chunky glitter, which is Bubbly, I don't want any of the glitters to contaminate the rest of my nails. So for Bubbly, because it is a chunkier glitter, for my first layer I want to pour over the powder, and the reason I do that is because I want less of the chunkier pieces and I want more of just the powder and then the finer glitters. I do get some chunky pieces, but that's okay. I just don't want a full nail of chunky pieces because I want to reduce any bulkiness. But I will say the one thing about Ritzy Dips is they do chunky glitters really well. Like, I forgot how much I love their chunky glitters, and they make me love them even more. So I think certain companies, they make me think of like certain things. Like when I think of like shifty flakies, I think of double dipped. When I think of Ritzy, I just think about chunky glitters. And I just think they have like a really good mixture of the glitters where it's not just all super chunky. It's got a mixture of different size glitters and then the powder mixture. I just think it's really well done. And not to mention, their chunky glitters are super easy to work with. Like, I don't have to do much and they lay super flat on their own. So I don't really have to worry about filing through them. They just make chunky glitters easy to work with. So now that I've done my first layer of the glitter, this is Bubbly. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Now that I did it on my middle finger and ring finger, I'm going to go in with my second layer, but I just wanted to remove that excess glitter. I feel like it was sticking out a bit. So I'm just going to apply a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. You may have noticed that I poured my entire jar of Bubbly into my Chaos Gemerald, and that's because for my second layer, I want to lay my finger flat in the glitter because I want to pick up more of the chunkier glitter pieces, because that's going to be my final layer of glitter. So I want to make sure I get good coverage with the chunky glitters. After I lay my finger flat in the glitter, I just do a little bit of cleanup. So I take my precision tool, make sure I don't have any excess product on my cuticle area, on my skin, and then any glitters that are kind of sticking up, I may tuck them in a little bit. I press down a little bit, but they lay flat pretty much on their own, so I don't really have to worry so much about that. I just want to make sure that there aren't any glitters like half on my nail, half off my nail, so I'll either push them in onto my nail to make sure that they stick, or if they're not sticking well, I may just knock them off. But I just want to make sure everything is clean so it's not like sticking up anywhere or half hanging on. I definitely do recommend cleaning up before your dip base is fully dry, because that will be less filing and buffing you have to do after you've capped and clear and activated. So it's a lot easier to do it now rather than waiting and having to do more filing. The less filing I have to do, the better. I went ahead and capped the rest of my nails in clear, activated and filed and buffed off camera. So here's how the mani's looking. And I have to say the filing and buffing was super quick and easy. These powders were super smooth and it didn't require a lot of work at all, which I really appreciate. But now we're going to get to my favorite part, which is dip top coat. So in order for your dip top coat to dry, you do need a final layer of activator. That's what helps the dip top coat dry. So I'm applying one thin, even layer of activator to all my nails, and then once I've got the activator on, I'm going to let the activator dry for a full 2 minutes before I get into my dip top coat application. For my first layer of dip top coat, I'm going to apply it in 2 to 3 swipes on each nail. I want them to be pretty quick. I don't want to linger on the nail because I don't want to risk hardening my brush or contaminating my bottle of dip top coat. And in between each nail, I want to make sure that I'm wiping my brush on a lint-free wipe before I'm returning it to the bottle. And then once I'm done with my 5th nail, I'm ready to go in with my 2nd layer of dip top coat. And my 2nd one, I can be a little more precise. I can take my time, so I can take a couple extra swipes. And I also want to make sure that I'm capping my free edge, which will ensure longevity of my mani. As always, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticles with my Scales of Mermaid cuticle oil. This is in the scent Sunkissed, and I thought it matched my mani really well because I feel like it's got like the really bright, summery, beachy type theme. So I wanted to use this cuticle oil, and my skin gets extra dry after I do a mani, so I always have to make sure that I'm rehydrating my skin, that I can be nailfy ready. So that pretty much wraps up today's video, and I have to say, I forgot how much I love Ritzy dip liquids. I mean, just look at the shine of this dip top coat. This was a couple manis ago because I film ahead of time, and I've been using my Ritzy dip liquids a lot more often now because I forgot how much I love them. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this, and it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.